Now close your mind, close your eyes, and begin settling down onto the floor. Let yourself sink down into the surface and become more and more aware of your physical body. Now, all at once, stretch out and expand yourself by reaching out and tensing your arms and legs. Open up your eyes wide and stretch out your tongue. Tighten up your chest and stomach and hold it for several moments. Relax all at once by letting your whole body go, loose and soft. Take a few moments to feel the relief of letting the tightness and tension leave. Now curl up, contract, pull in, pull your feet and legs in. Bend your elbows, make two fists. Compress your abdomen. Squint your eyes. Purse your lips. Scrunch up your nose. Hold, 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 and let go. Stretch out and take it easy. Take in a few full, complete breaths. Breathe in deeply through your nose, filling up the low, mid, and upper portion of your lungs. Open your mouth and let the air rush out. Do this a few more times. Let your breathing return to normal. Breathing through your nose. Each time you breathe out, let yourself relax more and more. Let's mentally scan your body, giving yourself permission to relax. Let go of muscular tension even more. Become aware of your toes and feet. Allow them to soften and relax. Feel the softening spreading to your chest and on up. Feel the softening spreading to your calves and on up to your hips. Allow any tightness or tension remaining in the lower body to roll down your legs and safely away. Allow tightness or tension remaining in the lower body to roll down your legs and safely away. Now your lower back is relaxing. The mid back is relaxing. Upper back and shoulders are letting go of muscular tension. Allow your upper arms to relax. Your elbows. your forearms, your hands, and your fingers. Allow any tension remaining in the upper body to roll down your arms and safely away. Everything's relaxing more and more. Allow your torso and vital organs in your abdomen to be at ease. And now, all around your ribs are softening and relaxing. Front, back, sides, at ease. Feel your neck and throat relax. All the muscles in your face are relaxing too. Your mouth, tongue, nose, your cheeks, eyes, and forehead are very relaxed. The feeling of relaxation flows from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Like a refreshing waterfall, feel yourself becoming even more relaxed. At the count of 3, you can feel even more relaxed and at ease. 1, relaxing more. 2, more and more. And 3, just right. When you're ready, begin to stretch and move gently. Open your eyes and you'll feel calm, relaxed, and rested. Smile. Rolling over to one side, come into fetal position. Take your time. The sequence I'm going to share with you today is a hip opening sequence, but this is the way I want you to do it. I want you to just, as you begin to follow my cues and getting into pose, I want you to listen to your own cues. So I want you to do just what feels right for you. And it really, I'm just kind of here in the background. If it's encouraging you and useful to you, use it. If it's not, just do whatever feels like you should do next. So let's come up to sitting, up on a little blanket, And I'm going to encourage you to come to something called Siddhasana. Sukhasana is easy seat, and it looks like this. But Siddhasana, your knees are down. See if you can. Yeah, good, good. How does that feel? Can you separate your knees more? Yeah, how does that feel? Okay, good. Let's take some long breaths while we get used to being upright. And now we'll come to table. And we're going to circle the hips and table. So come forward and move to your right. Just play with it, do whatever feels good. And we'll go the other way. We'll come back up to a flat back and we'll go into a cat and cow, lowering the body into cow and raising the back into cat. If you like, you might, when you come into cat, you might push back into child's pose. Come forward and lower the belly into cow. Up into cat, maybe extending into child's pose, whatever feels right to you. This is a great cat cow. It's just a wonderful tool for us to loosen up the spine. And if we add extended cat, we can loosen up the hamstrings. Few more rounds of breath here. Now tuck the toes under. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Be gentle. Have a little bend in your knees. Walk the dog if that feels good. Now let's try stepping the right foot between the hands. And we'll just play with this and see how it goes. We're going to walk the right foot in and bring the hands to the outside of the right foot. Maybe it would feel good to lower your knees, maybe not. Now bring the hands to either side of the right foot and step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Once again, bending one knee and then the other. Then we'll step the left foot between the hands. We'll walk the left foot outside the hand, so both hands are inside the left foot. If you want, you can bring your elbows down or not. I don't think I will, but this is a version of lizard. Let's take the left foot back. We'll come back into down dog again. So let's move a little bit. We'll just move forward into plank and back into down dog or whatever feels good. Notice what your body's asking you for. So now once again, let's step the right foot between the hands. Let's bring the right hand inside that foot. That might feel a little bit better this time. And maybe if you like, you lower your forearms to the mat or not. Maybe you'll lower your knee to the mat or not. Maybe that's too much for right now, but let's breathe. Bring the palms of the hands back to the mat. Walk the foot back to center. Bring the foot back to down dog. Let's step the left foot between the hands. Let's walk the left foot outside the hands. And if you like, bring your forearms to the mat or not. Lower the knees, do whatever feels right to you. We'll bring the palms of the hands back to the mat. We'll walk the foot back to center. We'll bring the left foot back into downward facing dog. Now let's lower the knees to the mat. Let's push back into child's pose. Notice how things are feeling. Any sensations in the body. Any emotions. The strong emotion is stored in the large muscles. Emotion is energy, and when it isn't resolved or dealt with, it gets lodged within muscles, especially the hips and the thighs and the glutes. So we'll just use this moment to notice what's happening. What are we feeling? What are we noticing? Let's come back up to table. Let's step the right foot between the hands. Step the left foot between the hands. And we're going to come. This doesn't like these. You're in forward fold. My box doesn't like these pants for some reason. Okay. Okay, let's in forward fold. If it feels okay, bring your hands to the blocks or to the mat or to the thighs or come out. Whatever feels right for you. Or ease your way in, perhaps. Notice the sensations. In this forward fold, I really feel it in the back of my thighs. You might feel it somewhere else. Let's lift up halfway with a long spine and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide. We're coming all the way up. Hands overhead. Bring the hands to the heart. Bring your arms alongside your body and just swing back and forth. Then we're going to come to the top of our mat. And let's separate the feet. Turn your right toe toward that wall. And we're going to come into Warrior Two. So let's pivot the right hip back. No, it'll be your left hip. So we're in Warrior Two, but we're not going to stay here. We're going to come to extended side angle. So you're going to bring your right forearm to your right thigh. And you're going to windmill the opposite arm around and over. Extended side angle, making a lot of length from your fingertips to the outside of your foot. Just notice whatever's going on in your body. And we'll come back up to Warrior Two. And we'll bring our hands to our hips. And we're going to come upright. We're going to come back into Warrior Two. And then what's called Devoted Warrior. So here we are. We're in Warrior Two. Arms extended. And we're going to fold over inside the front leg, bringing our hands inside the front leg. Maybe coming to forearms, maybe not. You have to do whatever it is your body's ready to do today. Devoted warrior. Where do you feel it? What's happening? Do what your body says. Come out if you need to. Change the pose if you need to. Bring your hands to the mat. We're going to lift back up. Back into Warrior Two. Hands to the hips. Parallel feet. And walk your feet back together. So let's just circle the hips and circle the spine. Before we go to the other side. Well, we're not going to the other side yet. Okay, so separate the feet. We're going to do triangle pose. Okay, so you're going to turn your right toe toward the wall. And get your blocks. If you like to use a block in Trikonasana and in triangle pose, you might grab one. Now, let's pivot the hips so that our body is parallel to the front edge of the mat. Okay, he's the stage manager. Okay. The left hip is going toward the outside wall. We're going to fold, lengthen. Let's pause here. Lengthen through the spine, really lengthen through the spine. And then begin to fold over that front leg. Bringing your hands to your shin, to the outside of your foot, to your block, or to the mat. And let's raise the opposite arm. Just notice. You're going to press into that front leg, that front foot, bend the front knee, and come back up. Good. Let's parallel the feet. Let's walk them back together. And once again, we'll circle the hips. Okay. So now, turn your left toe toward the outside wall. Separate your feet. Warrior Two. Press into the soles of the feet. And make this the Warrior Two that your body is longing for. Sometimes we say, let the pose find you. Now we're going to fold forward and bring our hands inside our right leg, your left leg. So your palms are on the mat, or You can bring your forearms to the mat or not for devoted warrior. Notice any sensations you're feeling. Bring your palms to the mat. We're going to lift back up in warrior two. And from here, we'll find triangle. So I suggest that you bring your hands to your hips and you extend your left leg. Now lengthen through the spine as you inhale and begin to fold over that left leg, bringing your hands to your thighs, to your shins, to blocks, or to the mat. Now let's lift the other arm, creating a nice line of energy, fingertips to fingertips. Press into the feet and you'll feel a resurgence of energy through the foot, up the leg, through the body. Breathe. So when we're children, but I think also throughout our life, things happen to us that we can't bear. That pain gets buried in our muscles, in our body. Bring your upper arm to your hip, press into your feet and come upright. Oh. Now allow the feet, heel toe the feet back together. Bring your hands to your thighs or just do a little cat-cow here to loosen up the lower back. So let's find tree, and you all know the routine, so you can find the tree that you like. I really depend on or like to have some support. I'd like you to do a little visualization here. Just picture both feet. Both feet are on the floor, on the mat. And just picture the roots going out of the soles of the feet down into the earth. And then I always like to imagine them going horizontally because that makes me feel more stable. Now choose the leg that's going to be your standing leg, the trunk of your tree. Throughout tree, you're going to be pulling everything to the midline as you also lengthen. So bend the knee that is going to be raised. Bring it to your ankle or your calf, never to your knee or to your thigh. Find a drishti, find a place to look. Raise one arm or two arms and breathe. Pulling everything toward the midline of the body and at the same time lengthening through the body. Just notice. When you're ready, bring the knee forward and come out. We'll try it on the other side. So this is a meditative pose, actually. And people on the stand along the Ganges for hours in tree pose, meditating. So here we go. Once again, do the visualization of the groundedness of the foot and the rootedness. And feel the energy press into the foot. Feel energy come back up the body as you lengthen the body. And bend your knee, bring it to wherever you want that foot to be. Find a drishti point out in front. And you can come out whenever you're ready. Let's step to the top of our mat facing the outside wall. So, inhale, arms widen out. Exhale and fold. Take some time here. Lift up just to broaden your chest and lengthen your spine, and then fold. Bring your hands outside your feet. Bring your left knee to the mat. You're in a low lunge. What we're going to do is a little differently. It's called sugar cane. I don't know why, but it is. So let's lift up your hands to your thighs. And then if it's in what your body wants today, if you feel like you can, grab hold of your ankle of your back leg. And lower down, hands to the mat. The right knee comes back. The left foot forward. I've read it. I've heard and read, and it's happened to me. So let's raise that the foot of the right knee, taking hold of it if it feels okay. Maybe you want to extend your left arm for balance. Maybe you like having it planted on your thigh. Let's lower the foot and bring the hands to the mat. Let's step the foot forward, or forward, fold. There are lots of ways to be in forward fold. You might like to Place your hands under your feet or not. You might like to use blocks for your hands. You might like to wrap your hands around your thighs. Just play with it. You might like to take one hand to opposite elbow and sway. So we'll release the hands wherever they are. We'll lift up and come all the way up once again. Finding Tadasana. Notice what's going on in your body. If thoughts come, let them come and then watch them float away like clouds. If emotions come, whether they're ecstatic and joyful or painful or maybe it's anger, whatever it is, you just notice it. Maybe you name it, maybe you don't. And you watch it float away. Because it's about balance and equilibrium. We don't cling to our search for happiness any more than we push away our fear of pain. We're just stable. So we'll come back to center. And we're going to separate the feet. We're going to do something called horse stance. It's a little bit like goddess, but we just come down like this, and we're riding this horse. Whoa. And then we're going to put our arms into eagle pose, if we like or not. Eagle arms with a horse stance, or bring your hands to your shoulders, opposite shoulder, whatever feels right today. Maybe you'd like to fold over. Play with it. And let's unwrap the arms or heel toe the feet back together. We'll circle the spine, circle the hips. We're going to do that horse stance again because we're going to wrap the arms the opposite way, if we can remember how they were. Okay, back to horse stance, but only if it feels good. If it feels right. I don't know if good is the word, but if it feels right. So I put my right arm under my left before, so my left is going under my right. Widening my legs. Hips are down. This is not, yoga is all about moving energy. And so in these different asanas and this breath work and meditation, we get energy that might be stuck to move. And that's why these sequences for hip opening is so good. Maybe you want to fold forward or not. Upright. We'll bring the feet together. So coming back into a squat, knees and feet are pointed in the same direction. If your feet don't touch the ground on a squat, and use a blanket under your heels. If when you get into a squat, if your heels are up, you can use a blanket. So I'm coming all the way down. If you like, you can bring your hands to prayer and separate the knees with your elbows. Or you might try wrapping your arms around your legs. That's why it's called malasana or garland pose. This feels better to me. And we'll press into the feet, push the hips up, and come up with a flat back. Oh. Circle of the hips. We're going to do, this has different names. Some people call it figure 4 or standing. It's a standing hip opener. It's half of a fire log. Anyway, you're going to bring your left ankle to your right thigh. You need help with balance. Use the wall. Find a point to look at out in front of you. Notice how you feel. And you'll come out when you're ready. Woo. To the other side. And your right ankle is going to your left thigh. Okay. Now come out when we're ready. And we'll walk to the top of the mat, facing the outside wall. Find Tadasana. Inhale, arms wide. And exhale, fold. Lift up halfway. Lengthen from tailbone to crown of head. And fold over. I'd like you to find your way to seated. Facing the front. Separate the feet. Sit up on the sits bones, remove the flesh from the bone. Tuck the pelvis under just a little bit, and you can have a flat back. Let's walk forward. Let's come upright. Bring your left heel into your groin. Face over your right leg. Take a moment to lengthen through the spine. And we'll begin to walk forward over that leg, keeping the elbows bent. When the elbows are bent, it's easier to keep the shoulders back and the back flat. Breathe. And walk back up. Maybe during a yoga class or after a yoga class, you find yourself ready to cry or you find yourself crying. And you may not know what it was, you know, but that's okay because something good just happened. So let's bring the right heel into the groin, extend the left leg. We're going to lengthen through the spine. We're going to begin to fold over, walking the hands forward. Shoulders are back. Not going to push ourselves here unless we feel like pushing ourselves. Maybe sometimes, we have to decide in a yoga class, do I want to push my edge today or do I want to take it easy? Do I have the confidence in my own wisdom to make that decision? Where do you feel sensation? Breathe into the sensation. And let's come upright. Oh, that's called Janu Shirshasana. I always like the way that sounds. Bring both legs together, out in front. And let's walk forward over both legs. This time they're together. Before they were separated. Keeping the shoulders back and down. Just notice how you're feeling. Keep breathing. This is called Dandasana, also known as stick pose. And we'll come back up. Now, move so that you're facing the inside wall. We're going to do a supine bound ankle pose. So bring the soles of your feet together and then using your elbows to come back. See if you can come all the way to your back. Also known as cobbler's pose, but we're lying down with it. Maybe you want to stretch your arms out. Soles of the feet are together, knees are falling out. Now let's bring the knees together. And this has always been one of my, personally, it's one of my favorites. It may not be one of your favorites, but we'll just try it. Just raising the legs up. And if you like, you can raise the arms up. Sometimes that feels more balanced or better, or not. It's sometimes called waterfalls. Your toes are not extended. Your feet are flexed. Notice how you feel. And bend the knees and bring your feet to the mat. So I'd like you to just sit facing forward. You're going to bring your left heel into your groin. And we're going to use this from here. We're going to get into pigeon. We don't usually get into pigeon this way. So you're going to walk this extended leg out the back, turn over on it. Maybe bring your right knee forward. That's walk forward over that front leg. If you like, you could put a block under your right hip. Notice where the sensations are. Your body is saying, you need to move this way or that way, or do this or do that. Do it. Your body is right. Just listen to it. Now bring that right hip back down to seated and come upright so you're seated in the middle of your mat. Extend both legs. Now let's bend your right leg into your groin. Let's walk your left leg back. Internally rotate your left leg. Bring your right knee forward if you like. And we're going to come into pigeon on the other side. Maybe you'd like a block under your left hip or a blanket. Now breathe into that, to the glutes, to the hamstrings. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay. So sit down on your left hip. Bring your right leg around and come to your back for Shavasana. Do you want this? you like a blanket under your head. So relax. I just positioned people with bolsters. Relax, relax, relax. Notice your breath. Deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently move the bolster out from under your legs and find your way to a fetal position. In the yoga view, we all hold within our bodies emotions and misguided thoughts that keep us from reaching samadhi, defined by some as conscious enlightenment. Any sense of unease or dis-ease in the body keeps us from reaching and experiencing this state. Asanas are one path to blissful contentment, working to bring us closer by focusing our minds and releasing any emotional or inner tension in our bodies. Using your elbow and the strength of the other arm, come to a seated position. May all creatures everywhere know peace and happiness. May there be peace in Israel and Gaza and Ukraine and throughout the world. The light in me honors and reflects the light within each of you. Thank you for practicing yoga with me. Namaste.